Genesis 32nd chapter. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Good morning, Bishop. Good morning. I didn't want to interfere with any type of anointing that was going on.
Amen.
Anointing.
Amen.
But the Lord was ministering to me while all this was going on.
Amen.
32nd chapter of Genesis. Drop down to the 22nd verse. You can just say amen.
Amen.
Genesis 32nd. 32nd, 22nd verse.
Second?
22nd.
The word says, and he rose up that night and took his 2 wives. That's how yours reads. And his 2 women servants and his 11 sons, and passed over to the ford, over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and set them over the brook, and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone. And there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he shut the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. As he wrestled with him, and he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob.
Yes.
And he said, that name shall be called no more, but Israel.
Yes.
For as a prince hath thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he says, wherefore, if that thou dost ask after my name. And he blessed him there. Now, I'm not going to carry it on right now. I'm going to go to the next verse. Sometime our spirit has to wrestle with our old man. Sometimes we go through things that we wrestling with. And we wrestle with that old man trying to get to the new man. And as we begin to wrestle with that old man, it's that thing that we just got to let go. Jacob had a name that was there that he had to be diminished. If we read earlier in Genesis, Jacob was called a supplanter, wasn't he? He was called a thief. But that was the old man. As we became born again Christian, a lot of stuff we did as the old man that need to be changed in order to get into the what? New man. And sometimes we wrestle against stuff in our past.
Yes.
Sometimes we wrestle against stuff that we still haven't quite let go.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes we still trying to hold on to stuff that in order for us to walk in the fullness of God's blessings, to walk in that spiritual aspect, some part of that flesh still wants to maintain some type of superiority. Those are the challenges sometimes we have to go through in order to get the breakthrough and to walk into that new spiritual person that God has for us. Sometimes it's a battle. It's an ongoing battle as we begin to break. You, as spiritual beings, there's part of you that's born again. There's part of you that's still trying to hold on to the old person. There's part of you that still walk like you've never been born again. Every time that Jesus, somebody came to Jesus and they said that you've healed me. He said, no, your faith has made you whole. Sometimes you don't feel like you're complete. And you don't feel complete because sometimes a lot of the old stuff is still
Yes.
But each challenge helps bring on the new man inside of you.
Amen. Yes.
Each part said, you know, I'm not complete, but I want to get there.
Yes.
Every time we let that little portion go, a little more God can come on in. A little more of his victory can enter in.
Yes.
A little more of that promise can show up.
Yes.
A little more peace can reside.
Amen. Yes, God.
A little more of that wholeness that you desire can have its place. Old things have to pass away.
Yes.
In order for anything,
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
we knew that Jacob had received the blessing from Isaac. He knew that he had taken on the birthright. We know that a lot of people have become born again. But the challenge is a lot of things, old things, had not quite passed away. We wrestle through stuff.
Yes.
We wrestle through stuff.
Yes.
It's a constant fight sometimes to be where we need to be. And we know we haven't released that thing because it keeps showing up again.
Yes.
You say, Lord, I want to be free.
Yes, God.
Help me be free.
Yes, God.
Sometimes we have to just fall down and say, not my will.
Don't you know? Amen. Yes, Lord. Yes,
But sometimes we try to get God to go along with our will.
don't you know?
God don't bless me.
No, he hasn't.
But God will allow you to release it. That wrestling. That wrestling. To get that part of you to begin to walk in more spirituality. Are you feeling me on this right here?
Yes.
You got to know that you know
That you know. Amen. Yes. Shout over.
Yes, sir.
God hears prayers,
Mm-hmm.
but God honors faith.
Yes. Amen, God.
We understand that nothing in that area can receive God's anointing until that old man is gone away.
Amen.
Yes.
It fights for position. It fights to maintain its hold. The struggle constantly goes on. It goes on until you totally release it.
Yes.
That's when Jesus can come and say, thy faith
Yes. Yes.
had made thee whole. Sometimes that anointing has to come.
Yes.
Sir.
Thank you, God.
Sometimes you have to just let it flow. Sometimes you don't understand why it's all on you like that.
Amen.
But you got to let God be God.
Amen.
Not some of the time.
All the time.
He's not a sometime God.
No, he isn't.
But the challenge is we try to make him one.
Yeah, we do.
He's a God all the time. But we want to be a sometime God. When we want him to come into this area, when we want him to be a part of this right here, our reasonable
Say
service.
so, Pastor.
Our reasonable service. Jacob, he wrestled and he had to prevail in order for that name to become no longer Jacob, become Israel. There's parts of you that have to struggle and prevail until that spiritual part can become Israel.
Yes.
It's constant. It's constant. But the challenge is, are you willing to let that part go?
Yes.
Are you willing to let that part go? It is a challenge. It is a struggle. But be it unto you.
According to your faith.
According to your faith. Our challenge is sometimes we don't realize what we're still holding on to.
Wow.
That challenge, sometimes we wonder why that part of our life is not at peace. that part of our life that we realize and we saying that, you know, even though I do this, do that, it just doesn't seem like the anointing can flow there. That birthright is not given to the old man, but to the new. That's what it's all about. Allowing God to have his place. I was reading into a part the other day at a homegoing ceremony over Colossians. Turn to Colossians. I'm coming back here, but I had to make sure y'all allowed the anointing to hit y'all, so now I got to change lessons again.
Start with that music gospel.
I think it's around the 12th chapter I'm looking at. Just dropped in my spirit, I tell you. I'm sorry, third chapter. Third chapter of the book of Colossians. Look at the 12th verse. Colossians 3rd chapter. Look at the 12th verse. The word says, put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and what? Bowels of what?
Mercy.
Are we always merciful?
No.
We want to receive it,
Yes, we do.
but do we want to give it? Do we always want to be the recipient of the giver of? Sometimes when we get a little ticked off, we forget about mercy. And we become, rather than merciful less. We forget about where we came from. We forget about what others had endured to get us where we needed to be. Yet still, we don't show that in the time of need. He says, put on. Therefore, as the what? Elect. We are called. But few are what? Because we don't always want to put on what we're supposed to put on. Holy and beloved. It says bowels of what? Mercies. Kindness. Humbleness of mind. Underline that part, humbleness of mind. We don't usually become really humble of mind. We're more arrogant of mind. A humble mind sees the best of everybody. It doesn't allow anything but goodness to come out when he sees people. Want to help people. Want to do for people. It eradicates that look that says that, are they worth it? Do they deserve it? Do they understand it? See, Christ always saw people as a blessing and not a curse. In spite of.
Yes, yes.
In spite of. It says kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and what?
Long suffering.
Long suffering. Nobody wants to suffer long, do we? That part of the word we try to omit. We try to walk over real fast. It it's like getting stung by a little needle. You know, as soon as the needle, they pick your finger up, okay, God, I've shed my blood. To whom much is given.
Much is required.
Sometimes you have to bleed spiritually so all that impurity can come out. We talked about this, huh? Being resalted, being seasoned.
Yes, Lord.
It says, verse 13, forbearing one another. And what? Forgiving one another.
Jesus, Jesus.
Two words, forbearing one another. And forgiving one another. Forbearing one another. And forgiving one another. I can't take it no more. Forbearing one another. Forgiving one another. They just seem to walk with me all the time. Forbearing one another. Forgiving one another. As the elect, the Bible says, the greatest you will become the what? Servant.
Yes.
Forbearing.
Yes.
How many slaves had to forbear? How many slaves, even though it would be known to be mistreated, had to forgive?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Forbearing one another.
Yes.
Forgiving one another.
Yes.
Forbearing one another. Forgiving. Why is that so important, Pastor? Because what you sow.
Yes. Yes.
Forbearing one another. As God has forbear with you.
Amen.
And God sent Christ to help you in your forgiveness.
Yes.
The lady, the disciples questioned Martha. She came in there and she began to wipe Jesus with her hair and her feet right before he was beginning to sin. She began to pour oil and wipe his feet down. And he cried, "Oh, you know this. Been saved for something else more valuable." He had to remind them. He said, you know, she was forgiven for a lot of things. She had a lot of stuff to be thankful for.
That's right.
She had a lot of things that she knew that he brought back into her life.
Yes.
She understood that this stuff was minute. And he asked me, he said, you know, you're questioning her, but yet still there were things that she knew she had been forgiven. So you haven't done half the stuff she's been doing. But yet and still you question why she was still here. Forbearing one another. Forgiving one another. Showing that, Lord, much as I've gone through, much as I've done, you still thought it was worthy to bring me in, to do for me. Yet it's still, you did this for me, and yet I'm not willing to reach out and do it for others.
That's right.
Rights versus righteousness.
Say so, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Rights versus righteousness. Sometimes, in spite of our own self, we have to walk in that righteousness versus those rights.
Yes. Yes.
Understanding that our blessings are tied back to the righteous thing
Yes.
versus the right thing.
Yes.
Oh, that flesh sometimes still wants to hold on
Yes, sir.
Amen.
to what you did to it. Not realizing once you release it, God can begin to do for you.
There you go. Yes, Lord. Yes.
He says, put on therefore
Yeah.
the elect. How many of you want to be called the elect of God? If you want to be called the elect, it's time for you to put it up.
Don't you?
Amen.
The pit pity parties gotta cease.
Yes, God. Amen.
Stand where you're supposed to stand. You got to endure what you're supposed to endure. You have to realize that many are called.
A few are chosen.
Hallelujah.
Lord Jesus.
Forbearing one another, forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye.
Amen.
Sometimes we hold unforgiveness in our heart
Yes, sir.
and realize why things are not happening because
We don't forgive.
Amen. Amen, sir. Hallelujah.
that pendulum swings both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I, you know something? I was doing a homegoing and the thing what I tried to bring out that the Lord brought to me in this right, let me just read it for you because it says, and above all things, put on what? Charity. What you said, love, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you another word for love. What is it?
God.
God. Put on God, that's it, right?
Yes.
Now, let's face it, we don't always want to put on God.
Amen.
Why is that, Pastor? Because you got to show up.
Amen. Amen, sir.
But see, when you become the elect, nobody needs to see you anymore.
No.
God only wants them to see Him.
Hallelujah.
But then again, when you want to sit there, you want to sit on the right and the left hand, Jesus is not mine to give. Because to whom much is given. So if you're not ready to meet the requirements, don't ask for the uniform.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Amen. But I'm still digging now. And above all things, put on love of God, which is the bond of what? Perfect. Then it says, and let the peace of God. What is it supposed to do? Rule where?
In your heart.
In your heart. In
That's right.
your
That's
heart.
right.
In your heart. To the which also you are called in what? One body. And then it says, and be thankful. And be thankful.
Yes.
I said it, I'm going to say it to you again. And be thankful. There's two words here now. They pronounce the same, but two different meanings. He talked about the P-E-A-C-E, but your flesh going to always bring up the P-I-E-C-E. One is a portion of, the other is a state of being.
Yes.
But you know something? The one with the P-I-E-C-E, it has to do that until you remove that letter. What's the letter? I. And insert with the letter A, with that A representing the word or the term alpha. Now y'all pull this stuff up and you ain't in Bible school no more, you in college.
Yes.
Either God's going to start becoming the alpha as well as the omega, or you're going to still be holding on to the letter I in your piece and only receive a portion, but you rather than having the whole thing. You see, it wasn't by chance when Jesus was called the Prince of Peace.
Yes.
Because he came from the King of Peace. See, you can't be a prince without having a father as the king. So that means that God is the King of Peace.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
But we're still holding on, trying to hold on to the world, which is talking about I in the peace. So even though it's pronounced the same, two different definitions.
Yep.
But you got to choose this day. Are you going to be served by the P-I-E-Z or the P-E-A-Z? Because in turn, that's what you're going to serve. You see, if you want to realize and understand, are you still operating the flesh? Ask yourself why I can't sleep at night. Why I'm always edgy during the day. Why my life is nothing more than a new uniform with the old body still in it. When the word already said you can't pour new wine into old what?
Yeah.
Because it will burst. That's why sometimes you just can't stand. I can't take it no more. You got to release one of these people. You're either going to serve God or you're going to continue to serve the flesh. But the blessings are tied back to God's Spirit.
Yes, Lord.
And put on the elect.
Yes, yes.
You got to let you go. Jacob struggled. He struggled. He wrestled all night.
Yes.
All night. He had released that supplanter,
Yes.
that cheater, all those names before he could walk into the fullness of what God had for him. God doesn't remain with that fleshly person.
Amen.
Why is it important that your name change spiritual? Because that's where your blessings coming from.
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Yes.
True worship of God will reach your mouth.
And true.
You can't really walk in truth till you walk in God's Spirit.
Amen.
Why do you say that, Father? Why do you say that, Pastor? That's what 3 John told me. You say you worship above all things, you prosper in what? Even as your soul. But what the next verse says, get over there quickly. Gary, but I get back in. I got all day Bible students. Third John, come on. Third, fourth.
You got it.
For I rejoice greatly with those coming. That's that. Walking in truth.
But he said he was glad. He was glad. And what now? What? Read that. Let's start from the second verse. Go ahead. Come on. Read them down. Let's read aloud.
Beloved, I have the ESV version. Is that okay?
Somebody get to the King James. We can do both, but get to King James.
Okay. Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you, and that you may be in good health, as it goes with your soul. For I rejoiced greatly when the brothers came and testified to your truth, as indeed you are walking in the truth. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth.
Hold on. Now, is that how y'all King James read?
Close to the King James, I think it's closer.
Anybody got King James? What version you read?
That was ESV, English Standard Version.
Somebody read the King James. Come on. Bible students, come on now. All right, look here, though. Let me do this class over.
Beloved, I wish for all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. For I rejoice greatly when your brethren came and testified of the truth that is in thee, even as thou
They
walkest,
testify of the truth that is what? In thee. Go ahead.
even as thou walkest in the truth.
Even as that what?
Walking in the truth.
Walk in and keep going what the next one says.
I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in the
Walking
truth.
in the truth.
Okay. Now, what point you trying to make? Do all believers walk in the truth?
That's right.
And I'm going to add something to it. About themselves.
Yes.
If you're not walking in truth by yourself, how can your mind, your will, and your emotion prosper?
Don't you
Let me tell you something about a lie. A lie will prosper for a moment. The
Yeah.
truth will prosper for a lifetime.
Yeah, you don't have to prove the truth. It's there.
A lie perpetuates other lies. It perpetuates so many lies that the lies to yourself, you lie to, but they seem like the truth. But he said, I wish, and I'm glad to hear that the children are walking in the what? Truth. But they can only walk in the truth if they begin to allow their soul, their mind, their will, and their emotion to prosper based on the truth. Why do y'all think that once you know the truth gonna make you free?
Yes, sir.
One Sunday, Mr. Lewis, I'm going to really teach the lesson that I studied Saturday.
Oh, well. The God does what God does.
Y'all got to walk in here with all this anointing and all this stuff going on here, trying to destroy and break yokes. Then I got to follow up with y'all on the yoke breaking and anointing.
And the struggles. Thank God for his deliverance.
I'm pretty glad I'm not a union man, because I will be trying to get my overtime. You have to put this on. This can't be no play thing with your life.
No, it can't. That's
You have to be we're at the turn of life right now. It's important. The Bible says, when I was a child, I acted as a child.
yes.
I acted as a child. But when I became what? I had to do what? When are we going to put away these things of the old man? When are we going to become grown in the Lord? You see, you got to first learn how to walk in peace.
There you go. Amen. Amen.
But in order for you to walk in peace, you got to learn the term forbearing and forgiving. Forbearing and forgiving. Forbearing and forgiving.
Lord Jesus.
If people picking on you, forbear it. They picked on Christ.
Amen, sir.
And he still forgave. Even at the end, he said, Father, forgive them.
You don't.
When people bother with you, you have to say, forgive them.
Amen.
Yes.
Because the scripture's already backing you up. It says, touch not my anointed. So you forbear. The battle's never yours, but
The Lord.
That's right. That's right.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
Jesus had to tell the disciples, how much more do I have to bear with you on this road? Tolerate this with you. You're walking with me. And what he was saying is, you're walking with the word. He was the word made flesh, right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to say to you, how much does the word have to forbear with you?
Wow.
You read the word. You understand the word. Why you stop walking with it?
Amen, sir.
You have to learn to get the pressure off us and put the pressure back on the word. How can God use you when you still walking in this?
Wow.
When you still not forbearing and forgiving?
Amen, sir.
How can people see your light when your light got a shade on it?
Amen.
Oh, Lord.
Too much is given. Maybe that's why your stuff is slack. Maybe that's why you're not getting all you're supposed to be getting. Maybe you don't want to meet the requirements because you're still trying to hold on to the old man. Forbearing and forgiving. It says, and let the peace, verse 15, let the peace of God rule where? In your heart. That's why he keep telling you to guard your heart.
Yeah.
To the which also you are called in what? One body. And be what? Be ye thankful. Let the word of Christ, or the word of the anointing, dwell in you how? Richly. In what? All wisdom. Teaching and admonishing one another. What? And so, rather than cuss them out, say to them. One of the things people used to do, and they were doing it unconsciously. You remember a time when people used to try to get on you, and then you start,
Yeah.
you start humming and singing songs to yourself. You didn't know you were doing something spiritual right then. You didn't understand. It just said here, what you said, instead of letting people get to you and you find them out, what it said to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to bring back in your music and start humming. Rather than trying to cuss them out and get back.
Y'all know that's right.
Sing a melody to your heart.
Yeah.
Anointing, please follow me. Anointing. Let the power of the Holy Ghost help free me. Anointing follow me.
Yes, sir.
I know that's
Rather than trying to get some get back or payback, let the backs go and get some God back into you.
Wow.
Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in songs and hymns and spiritual, what is it?
Spiritual.
Songs. Singing with what? Grace. What's grace? Unmerited favor.
Yes.
In what?
Heart.
Heart. To the Lord. And whatever you do in word or deed, do all what?
In the name of Jesus.
Giving thanks to God and the Father.
By him.
By him.
Amen.
Y'all close your Bibles. Y'all just my lesson gone.
This was good though. Yeah.
You see, when I walk in here and I hear the anointing, I don't look back and I say, okay, God, what's happening? I allow the Lord to minister to me because I know what He's going to tell me. He ain't going to make me pastor and not tell me.
That's right. That's right. You hear what we don't hear.
I'm the one in here you won't leave ignorant.
Yeah.
But that's based on me opening up to say, okay, God, you got something going. What's going on?
Yeah.
And when you ask what's going on, be willing to receive what He's doing.
Yes.
Amen.
Because if everything's said and done, it's about His business anyway.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
But your challenge as individual warriors in the Lord is that you got to keep that election on.
Yes.
It ain't about you. It's about what God has called you to do.
Yes. Yes.
Self got to be put on the back burner in order for God to be put on the front burner in order for your blessings to begin to come into your life.
Yes. Yes.
The Bible, the Savior has made free.
Free.
Free indeed. And when He says that, He is not a man that He should lie.
No, he's not.
Either His word's going to free you, or we all need to start going and watching TV on Sunday. God is God.
Yes.
The challenge is who are you? It's the elect. It's the elect. Understand and know who you are and whose you are. Be at peace, P-E-A-C-E.
Yes.
When you start there with that A, allow it in with that O. Let it be the alpha. That's what it's still.
Amen.
That God can do what He wants to do when He wants to do it.
Amen.
Amen. That's our challenge, amen?
Yes, it is.
That's your challenge.
Thank you, God.
He wrestled. He wrestled for the name change. You got things in your spirit that wants to be changed to a spiritual name. It don't want this part to be walking with God and that part to be walking with his own self.
Yes, right.
You ain't old.
Amen.
No. Nowhere.
Allow yourself to become holy in him.
Amen.
Release that stuff you know don't belong in the sanctuary of God.
Amen.
That part can't reach the Holy of Holies. If you can't reach it, how can you receive from it?
Amen.
Amen. Jesus came to bless us all.
Yes.
But that's based on us walking in truth, not about others.